Hello, welcome back. So this is the first edition of our series of video tutorials I'll be doing on FreeCodeCamp on responsive web design for absolute beginners. So if you are starting out, you have no idea about what web development is all about, this is where you start. And the first thing to start with is actually HTML. How do we put information that renders on the web? I know most of you have used Microsoft Office and you've do point and click and you've typed some paragraph, you've styled it, and you have seen how that work automatically and it's been done for you by the word processing software. So the same thing applies to web development, but it's just that in this case, you as a web developer, you are the one describing this information yourself and you are programming it in the way that you want to present it to your users. So you have total control of what you can do. And this take us to the number one tools that we need to have in our tool belt as a web developer, which is HTML. So what is HTML? HTML is an acronym for hypertext markup language. So it's a set of element tags that has been put in place as standard that is used to describe elements on the web. So, and anytime you see an HTML tag, you will always see these two. They are always in pair. We have the close, the opening tag, for instance, for this H1 that we have here, and then we have the closing tag for H1. So there are some elements that actually self closing, something like the break element that you can self close like this. So we are going to see more of this uh, as we move on in the course. So, but the most important thing I want you to take away from this first video is that HTML is a markup language, is what you use to describe the content, I would say blueprint, the shape of your content on the web. So, for instance, you can, if I want to have a paragraph, then I will use the p tag for my paragraph. If I need a list, I will use the list. We have both the order list and we have the unordered list. So, depend on the type of list you are going to create. So, order list are just lists that have order one, two, three. You can see them, and some other lists, unordered lists are the one that doesn't follow a peculiar order. So you can just present them with bullet print and stuff like that. So this is a very good example of what HTML is all about, what we have here. So we have the H1 tag, we have the paragraph tag, we have the order list that have this element of its list inside of it. So, and this actually translates to what we have down here. So all these tags here immediately translate to this what we have over here, you can see, and that is what renders that, and that's how easy HTML is. So aside from this H1 and P tag and other lists and the list items tags that we have here, there are still numerous HTML tag that we are going to be looking into moving forward in this tutorial. So another thing I would like you to understand is that HTML is very complex. It's a lot of them. So as you can see here, a web pages and web application grow more complex. The W3 consortium update the HTML specification to ensure that a web page can be shown reliably on any browser. So the latest version of HTML is HTML5. So HTML5 actually just is the latest standard in HTML5, and basically what people just like is HTML, like, because since HTML5 there have been a new additions to HTML, but the numbers have not increased. Like there's a standard to the naming now, like HTML is just HTML, but most of the time you see people refer to the latest standard as HTML5. So don't be confused about that. So that's that about HTML. So in our upcoming lesson, we're going to be digging a little bit deeper into each HTML. You can see that. So we started to talk about how HTML works and different tags in HTML. So subscribe and register on freecodecamp.org to get started. If you have any questions, just push it into the comment section and I'll be glad to answer for you. See you in the next section. Thank you.